Hi, everyone. A pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com, and welcome to Night Moves here for Friday, April 10th. We've got a nice little sports betting card to go over here on Friday. We'll look at the card in Major League Baseball as we get ready to roll with our weekend series here, and also big card NBA. And we'll look at almost all the games, kick a couple to the curb, and preview the action in the National Basketball Association. And we're not even going to look at hockey tonight. We're going to take the day off. How about that, huh? Ready to take the day off from hockey? Both the NBA and NHL kind of loading up these last few games, with the big cards on their big days. So NHL taking the night off here on Friday. So that leaves us with the baseball, with the basketball, with you guys here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me here on Night Moves. We'll recap the card and then let some folks get in here for the show, and then we'll preview all the games worth previewing here for the action on Friday night. Maybe we'll find maybe we'll go with the UFL. Maybe we'll open up our UFL coverage to make up for the hockey here. I think I might be ready with a pick in the UFL for public consumption. All right, thanks everybody for joining me here as we get ready to start the show, but I'll go over some of the winners here. I had a pretty good day over at Tony'sPicks.com, so maybe I can find a few winners here from our show last night, including Major League Baseball here on Night Moves. We did have a day game winner on Night Moves with Miami getting the win over the Reds there yesterday to kick things off with the early action as the Marlins were able to take down the Reds. Owen Casey, 3 for 4 with 3 RBI in that one for Casey there. So Miami was able to get the win. They poured it on there kind of late over Cincinnati. It was a little bit kind of close there early, I would say, but in the end turned out to be a bit of a blowout. Also had a winner here on Night Moves with the Athletics in the road win over the Yankees. Yeah, we took them on the run line yesterday, but the A's got the win 1-0. Jeffrey Springs, 1 hit, 7 innings pitch. I think everybody can agree that he can be a capable pitcher there in the A's when they got the pitching, man. Shut out the Yankees 1-0. Watch out. A's are up and down. I guess you got to just know when they're going to go, and we had them there yesterday here on Night Moves. Also, come home here with another winner. We swept it in the date card here on Night Moves, as we had the Minnesota Twins on the run line. They swept the 4-game series from the Tigers. What does that say? 3-1. I had a premium pick winner on the under in that game. We talk about the American League Central unders, you guys. I know that we're tug of war in there and we want to take some overs, but every time these teams in this division meet up, not just these teams, any combination of Central Division teams, it just seems destined for an under right now. Big, heavy, the trends prove it. I think with that one, I don't think you can throw the trends out when it comes to the American League Central. Also, did have some winners in the night card here as well on night moves, as we did have the Arizona Diamondbacks in the road win over the Mets. The Mets led 1-0 after 6 innings. Diamondbacks win it 7-1 to give us another winner here on night moves last night. But that's all we could manage in the night card, but still a winning day. Also, I did have a premium pick winner with the White Sox and the Royals game to go under there. So did pick up that premium pick winner there yesterday for a couple of baseball wins. In fact, a couple of baseball winners in there. We'll go over to Tony'sPicks.com and see who did well in the handicapper leaderboards, celebrate our guys, see what's up here for Friday as well. You can go to Tony'sPicks.com and use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off all premium pick packages here, including mine on Friday in Major League Baseball and also the NBA. I'll also be up and running here this weekend in the UFC. Going to see if we can keep a little winning streak going here in the UFC on Saturday. I'll have a card up there by late Friday for the action from the Kaseya Center here in Miami on Saturday night. So should be a good UFC card this week with that vacant light heavyweight title bout between Yuri Prochazka, a true superstar right now in the sport, against rising star Carlos Ulberg. Top 3 contenders in the light heavyweight division for the title on Saturday night at the Kaseya Center in Miami. Also contenders on the card in the lightweight division. 8th-ranked Matus Gamrot is up against Esteban Ribovics in another good fight there on the card, and another great co-main to go here this weekend along with the action there in Miami as a big card here this weekend. It'll be Mirzakhanov and Costa, as well as some other bouts there in Miami here this weekend. All right, let's take a look at those handicapper leaderboards, see who's hot here for the action on Friday, and I'll see who's looking good here. It's Solo Malone, man. Solo's been hot here, 5-2 on Thursday for 4.5 units of profit. Nick Lagaretos remains hot, up nearly 3 units of profit. Hey, I'm up there again. Stop the presses, 4-1 record. Oh, man, that push. I was calling it a winner. I marked my sheet a winner with the Buffalo Sabres and the Blue Jackets there yesterday. I thought we had it. Buffalo with a dominating win there. I'm sorry. It was the, one of the games I got a push in there. I'm trying to think of what it is. You know what? I'm going to look it up here right now. See what happened here. I thought it was a push in there. Yeah. Go over to Tony'sPicks.com, click on the handicapper profile page. You see the records here that I'm racking up in some of these other sports here right now. Where was the push? Oh, the Florida Panthers and the Ottawa Senators. Oh, we had a push in that one. Oh, we actually got lucky, I think, in that game, didn't it? Wasn't it 5-0 or maybe not. Anyway, we had winner here with the Lakers and Golden State game to go under there. Also, we had White Sox here 2-0 under. We had the under, of course, in the Central Division. Look, we had 2 premiums in the AL Central. I'm not saying it's too easy out here, but we also had a premium pick winner in tennis with the rising young star Tagger here as she knocked off Samsonova out there in Linz. So that's some winners over here on the day over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off those premium pick packages. Let's see who else here. Let's talk about them all. Double Shooty 3-1 yesterday. Hollywood Sam also 3-1. Kevin Thomas won both his plays. Chris Adkins won his play. Al Ninos won his play. Mills Young won his play. The VIP account winners as well. David Racy, Shane Mickle in the green on Thursday. Last 7 days, Solo Malone up nearly 10.5 units. Double Shooty up over 7.5 units. Tony's Picks VIP account up 6.5 units with a solid 8-2 record there. Nick Lagarettos up 4 3/4 units. Chris Atkins 67% over the last 7 days. Stax McKelvey's up 3 1/4 units. Damian Sosh up 1.5 units. Shane Mickle, Kevin Thomas, Hollywood Sam, Al Ninos, and Mills Young are in the green over the last 7 days at Tony'sPicks.com. Last 30 days, Nick Lagarettos up 13 units. Shane Mickles up over 10 3/4 units. Scott Double Shooty up 10.5 units. Ron Hahn up nearly 9 units. Tony T up over 3.5 units. David Racy and Bo Dunn are in the green over the last 30 days at Tony'sPicks.com. You can click the Premium Picks tab and scroll down. You'll find all the best picks from the guys who are all loaded up here and ready to go. Double Shooty has a 3-pack there for the action on Friday in the major leagues. Also, Shane Mickles got a Friday piece sampler pack, 2 in the major leagues, 1 in the NBA here on Friday. Al Ninos has a Friday Grand Slam up there for the action in Major League Baseball. And let's see here, Tony T's got his best bet up there for Friday as well. And David Racy's got a Friday afternoon winner in the major leagues. Now, I'm not going to, try to speculate which game it might be there because I don't know. It's Friday and it's the major leagues. I got to think of just one team I can think of that plays. I don't know. Ron Crawford here, MLB Diamond Crusher, top 3 on the board here for Ron on Friday. Hey, you can click on my tab here and take a look at my packages here for the 3-day All Sports Pass. Why not roll with me this weekend? I'm obviously in a pretty good groove here myself. And $99 will get you all my plays, including those UFC plays on Saturday. So get my plays for Friday, Saturday, Sunday for $99 over at Tony'sPicks.com. This package is already discounted for heavily for use this weekend, so just use that promo code with the guys that have the 3-packs, 5-packs, and the daily discount best bets. So check us out over at Tony'sPicks.com. Okay, I got through the segment there, but obviously some guys running pretty hot over at Tony's. Let me say hello to some folks in the chat. I'll hash over a few more winners. Don't have quite 24 in here yet. So Cal Dog, hello. Timmy Two Shoes is here today. Greg is here and ready to go. Also, I think that's it so far from the chat pros. They make the show go. And we'll be getting their opinions on plenty of games here. Ready to go here. Hey, there's some middle of the night sports betting action here that I wanted to also, maybe we can get some plays going in tennis, and how about some rugby action and some AFL? Is anybody up for some middle of the night betting with me here? And I might even have one pick in the Chinese Basketball Association. So how about 4 picks on live action here in the early morning on Night Moves? Get to those here in just a short moment. All right, we talked about the NHL and the premium picks there, as I was able to knock off some winners with Pittsburgh and New Jersey. Went 2-0-1 in the NHL with my premium picks here at Tony's. Pittsburgh and New Jersey game to go over. We also have the Penguins, our winner here on Night Moves yesterday. Also, Night Moves winner with the New York Islanders on the puck line over the Maple Leafs as they took advantage of that new goaltender there. And hey, looked pretty good there for a short while. Also, Night Moves winner here with Ottawa on the puck line over Florida yesterday, as Ottawa got it done convincingly there over Florida 5-1. Night Moves winner here with The Buffalo Sabres over the Columbus Blue Jackets. Buffalo dominated in a 5-0 victory. We had the winner on night moves. Winnipeg and St. Louis game to go under 3-2 Winnipeg. Another night moves winner. Did we win? Oh, man, we won a lot of games here. Carolina there over Chicago. We had them on the puck line. They crushed Chicago 7-2 for that puck line winner. Winner here, puck line. A lot of puck lines coming through here. We were right to go with them. Colorado at home over Calgary 3-1 for a night moves winner here yesterday. Also, night moves winner, Sharks and Ducks. Game to go over. Ducks rocked the Sharks 6-1 in a key victory there. And late night moves winner on the puck line. The Kings 4-1 over the Canucks. Man, good hockey card there yesterday. Ooh, good winning. Also, NBA, we did have winners here on night moves, including Miami Heat and the Toronto Raptors game to go over yesterday, and it did 128-114 as the Raptors did rock the Heat. Also, the night moves winner here with Philadelphia and Houston game to go under 113-102. Joel Embiid did not play. He was diagnosed with appendicitis prior to the game, is getting surgery there in Houston. So hopefully, they're in the playing down there. So you hope for the Sixers that Embiid will be ready for the postseason. Not a huge deal. Like Bill Walton used to say, it's only minor surgery when it's on somebody else. So we'll see what happens here, though. Obviously, a little bit of big news there with Joel Embiid. They're going in for that appendectomy surgery, and the Sixers have been losing, and they got to play in the play-in. So it's going to be close there, I think, for Embiid. Should be, maybe make it there. And let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. Night moves winner here also with that was it, actually. That was it. Premium pick winner in the NBA there last night for me was the Lakers and the Warriors game to go under there. Late last night, we did have a late winner in there with the Lakers and the Warriors going under 225.5. So that was part of our 4-1-1 day at Tony'sPicks.com. All right. Okay, stay tuned. We'll get those winners to you here when we get close to the start of those games at 5 Eastern and 2 a.m. here. Tennis, rugby, Chinese basketball, whatever you want here. Let's see. I think we have enough people here to start the show. And here we go. Got action today. Coming in here with, here we go. We're going to the major leagues. We talked about the day game here, so let's go. We're going with all the games here in Major League Baseball, and we'll start it off. Started off here, it's Friday afternoon, and the Cubs are taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates here. Carmen Mlodzinski goes here for the Bucks. They've lost 2 out of their last 3. The Cubs here have won 2 straight right now here, starting this series off. They knocked off Tampa Bay a couple games in a row. Pirates lost their series to the Padres 2-1. For the Cubs, Shoto Imanaga on the mound here. For Imanaga, 4.5 ERA, 0-1 record. So far this season, for Mlodzinski, he's got a 4 ERA and no record to show yet this season. Chicago dominates this matchup historically, 10-4 at home over the Cubs last season. Pittsburgh has dropped the last 5 games to the Cubs overall. Imanaga, pretty good here in this matchup against Pittsburgh. He's definitely had his way with this Pittsburgh lineup here in the past. So a little bit of an advantage with the batter versus pitcher here. Pirates do have hot bats, but a lot of cold splits is what it feels like here against Imanaga. So can Pittsburgh find their way against Imanaga in the matchup, I think is what the way it probably should be portrayed here. Kind of heavy under trends, it feels like overall, not for the teams necessarily right now, but maybe in their previous games. Pittsburgh, a few road unders here of late after starting with a few overs so far. So let's see how you guys have this one here with the day game. Cubs here, you're laying a little bit of price. I mean, the Cubs are not necessarily crushing it here right now. It's the Pirates who come in here with the better record at 7-5, albeit they are just 2-4 against the spread in their last 2-4 as an underdog here. So now the Cubs are rolling the Pirates right now, but the Pirates obviously making some strides here. But let's see how you have it. I mean, Pittsburgh's lineup is surprising so far because I really didn't have a lot of hope for this lineup right now. But Gonzalez 290, Cruz 290-ish, York in here 380 right now. So, all right, let's go to the chat here in this one. And it's going to be the Pirates here for Timmy. Cubs run line here for Mr. Weskers today. Larry's going to go over with the Cubs and the Bucks. Over for Timmy Tushu here. Cal Dog on the Pirates. And Mr. Weskers asking about Chris Chelios in there from Mira Mesa High School. Timmy says the books, they dropped this total here, obviously, to 6.5. Imanaga, 1.2 whip. Majinski, 1.56 whip here. Imanaga should have some serious splits advantages against Cruz, against Brandon Lau, against Ryan O'Hearn here as well, against Horwitz. It feels like Imanaga big time advantage here. Let's see here. It's the new Pirates though right now, and they're looking pretty good. The run lines might be a little hefty here coming in, but again, the Pirates, obviously competitive, like we said here coming in. On the run line right now, the Bucks are 2-4 against the spread as a run line underdog, but the Cubs are 3-5 against the spread as a run line favorite so far. That's no good. And let's see here. That might be it from the chat right there. And I got to make my call here in this one between the Pirates and the Cubs. I mean, look, those splits are in there. The Cubs do dominate the Pirates. Yes, it's a new Pirates, but we're also back here in Wrigley at home in a day game. The wind's kind of blowing in here. I think that's probably why the move has been, to the under here so far. The Bucks have just had trouble scoring runs against the Cubs here of late. So, man, let me see what that run line. The run line is not quite out at a lot of books here just yet. So I'm going to take the Cubs here, and they're $1.53 on this money line. I know the run line's out at a few places here. Let me see where we can find the run line. -1.5 at +150 here. For the Cubs on that run line. I'm just going to take them on the money line, you guys. -$1.55. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get a little greedy here on the show to begin and just take the Cubs to win the game here. I'll find some dogs. I'll find some action here. Let's keep it going. In the major leagues. Okay, the rest of the game, rest of the cards at night. Just let me start with a win, maybe. I don't know. I don't mind anybody on the Pirates here. Okay, here we go. All right, the Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the Philadelphia Phillies here to get this one going right now. And so far, Pretty good start here for Arizona. Not bad. 7-5 coming in. Soroka's going here. They are 2-4 on the road so far this season. Arizona just took 2 of 3 over the Mets, including winning the last 2 games 7-2 and 7-1 impressively. So looking pretty good here so far. And Philly coming in here just 6-6. Got Jesus Luzardo, big old price here like Philadelphia. Obviously, supposedly the better team coming in here, but don't mind Arizona and the way they're playing right now. I mean, I'm not too thrilled about $1.80 price. The Soroka coming in here with a .9 ERA, 1.2 WHIP, 13 strikeouts in 10 innings thus far for Soroka. That looks pretty nice, actually. And meanwhile, for Luzardo here, 4.97 ERA, 0.95 WHIP, 18 strikeouts, and 12 2/3 innings so far for Luzardo here. Arizona's hot, but the road is not as kind so far to Arizona. Philly probably has the edge in the bullpen. Philly a little bit of sub-4 bullpen ERA. Arizona still 5.4. I don't know. It's kind of what we've come to expect from them here. And, a little bit of trouble on the road with that. Philly having the unders so far for the most part, but at home 4-1 to the over. So it's mostly on the road where maybe the runs have been a little bit suppressed, but Arizona is 8-4-1 to the over so far. They're also 4-1 to the over, 5-2 to the over as an underdog here. Man, that's a lot of overs, but Philly's got bullpen quality here right now, and Arizona's travel spot may indicate they could be short runs offensively, but they are winning here a little bit too. So I think you got to give them some confidence. You got 2, in my opinion, here, top 7 lineups. I've got these 2 teams both in the top 7, but some tough splits here for Corbin Carroll. And let me check that injury report. I think Carroll was dinged up a little bit here. Let me check on old Corby. You guys can get ready as well in the chat. Okay, hip injury here for Carroll. So, yeah, he may miss this game. JT Realmuto, questionable here as well. All right, let's go to the chat, though. That is a high price against an Arizona team that's obviously playing pretty well. And look, I mean, I don't think anybody's totally down on, Soroka here. Yes, Luzardo should be better than, my graphic there has a little typo. There we go. All right, let's see in the chat. Did you guys start to come through yet? Here. Mr. Wesker says Philly on the run line. He likes Jesus Luzardo. Diamondbacks for Cal Dog here. Luzardo to throw 5 shutout innings, and the Phillies will lead 2-0. Cruising along there with an under, I think, well, at least for the 5 innings, Mr. Weskers. Cal Dog says Philly got blanked by the Giants. So what are we doing here, right? Yeah, no runs in both those games. Like we said, Philly runs suppressed on the road so far, but at home, much, much better. So we'll see how dramatic it is. They also, played in Colorado and remember had back-to-back 1-run games, I think, scoring, even though they had 2 runs and 1 run in the last 2 games of that series. Maybe the Giants were due. Maybe Schwartz can get through with a home run here. Luzardo can get 7 Ks, says Timmy. Philly's bats do need to come alive. That is a high price for an Arizona team coming in here with a little momentum, I think, in this game. I'm going to take them. I'm taking Arizona here, and let's grab them on the run line at minus $1.35. But boy, like I said, both teams, 8-2-2 to the over, site specific here. Arizona on the road, 4-1-1 to the over. Philly, 4-1-1 to the over at home. Let's see what happens there. Next up, we've got the Marlins, and the Sheriff is in town. Chris Paddock goes for Miami here. Keter Montero goes for the Tigers here. Man, the Tigers slumping big time here. This is not supposed to happen. At least they've got Paddock to look to now. Here we are. Paddock coming in here, 8.3 ERA, 1.7 WHIP, 10 strikeouts in 8 2/3 innings, 11 hits, 8 earned runs so far for Paddock. He's a gas can out there. Meanwhile, for Keter Montero, 4.15 ERA, 0.92 the WHIP, just 4 1/3 innings so far, 3 runs, 3 hits, and 2 earned runs so far for Montero here in this one. Detroit spiraling here, 5 straight losses right now. Miami's bullpen continues to be impressive, but you got to get through the Paddock here. 2.84 ERA for the Miami bullpen. And, I think if you look at the profile here, may favor the Marlins here a little bit. The Tigers could have some questionable heads-up splits against Paddock overall. Got some guys in here, though, with some success, like Kerry Carpenter, a home run, 5 for 3. Riley Green, a home run, 1 for 3. Dingler, 2 for 2 off of Carpenter. And Torkelson, 2 for 5. So maybe a little bit of a mixed bag in there. Paddock, though, has rolled through a couple of guys, a good guy, Colt Keith in here, and McKinstry, both 0 for 4. And Tigers $1.45 here. Miami coming in just good run so far at 8-5, and the Tigers these 5 straight losses, 4-9 right now. Now, Tigers are 2-1 at home. They've only played 3 games at home of the 13, and Miami 1-2 on the road. So both teams have enjoyed. Miami's been mostly at home winning their games, and then one series on the road they lost. Detroit, they've been mostly on the road losing this series, and they did win their one home series. So, they're going to be the better team here this season. We know that, and Paddock is, awful, but it is a losing streak right now for Detroit coming in. Can you get that out of your mind or out of your thought process here a little bit? Let's see what the chat says. Okay, here we go. Paddock is an auto over, says Timmy. I mean, he's getting shelled out there. Cal Dogs on the Marlins here. James Kelly won with those Isles yesterday. And, the record-setting, this Isles team gets the job done. Man, what a good day it was there on the ice. But going against that a rookie goalie there. Cal Dog says Tiger bats are sleeping right now. Mr. Weskers likes the Marlins to get it done. And Shaq says, how about the Padres? Oh, it's funny I didn't even mention it really, because I lost my pick on the show, so I didn't cover it. It was a bad beat. I lost the under in the Padres game because someone hit a grand slam to win the game, and it goes over. Xander Bogaerts, grand slam home run for the Padres there to win the game, and it goes over the total. Oh, man. That was exciting, though. I just wanted a base hit. Easy winner on the under. Easy over. Oh, I think Jermaine means this one. I thought I saw about the Padre game. Tigers struggle with Twins pitching. Miami isn't any easier. Tigers bats are bad. Pitching weak. Paddock is a garbage can fire hazard. I mean, not only is he a garbage can, he's a fire hazard. I mean, that's like a double. Paddock and Montero first 5 over for Timmy. Padres bats. Gotta go. Did anybody? Now, I don't want to make this about the Padres. We'll get to them in just a second. Padres pitching, or Paddock pitching, team total over for Detroit here. Yeah, no, Paddock likely to get tattooed here. It's just, it is down to $1.45. I know I've only laid chalk here so far on average $1.38 on this show. But man, Detroit's got to snap this streak, don't they? You'd think they've got to snap the streak here. Miami is 9-1 to the over in their last 10 games overall. They're 3-0 to the over on the road so far. Detroit 1-1, nothing showing here. This isn't a division game. Maybe it will go over here. Man, Paddock is bad, isn't he? All right. Give me Detroit here. I'm going to take it at minus $1.45. Man, my plays are averaging here $1.41 here, I think. Never know with Paddock. Oh, no, come on, James. We do know. Paddock, come on, he's not. You know what? Once in a while, he gets a game at home here, even with the Twins now or something. He might deliver one here. Miami's offense is, obviously a little better than we maybe giving them credit here for right now, because they got some tough splits against Montero, Ramirez, Norby, Lopez, all tough splits here. Meanwhile, for this Tiger team, man, Kleber, Torres, great matchup. Torkelson, great matchup. I'm just going to have to throw out the fact that the Tigers have been losing these games. They're back home now. They got to start winning, and got a good team to do it against here, Miami. Overachieving so far. But you know what? Always want to give Miami a little bit of credit. They can hang in there maybe this year for a while. Okay, let's see here. James Kelly says Miami possibly to make the playoffs here this season if they get this lineup and pitching and bullpen. The bullpen's been good. Let's give the bullpen credit for Miami here. I'm going to take Detroit today. Oh, boy. The Angels are on the road taking on the Reds. Jack Kahanowitz going here for the Angels, and Chase Burns for the Reds. For Burns here, 0.81 ERA so far for Chase Burns, and he's at home. He's looked good here. 0.91 whip, 16 strikeouts, 11 innings pitched, just one earned run, 6 hits allowed for Burns. So the young man continues to get better and better for Kahanowitz here. We're not expecting too much from him, but come on, got to be better than a little 4.65 ERA, 1.55 whip, 10 Ks and 9 2/3 innings, 8 hits allowed, 5 earned runs for Jack Kahanowitz. See what you think here in this one with the Reds here playing well, no doubt about it, and getting plenty of good pitching, not just Burns, all these pitchers. This is a domination series. Now, it is an interleague, but the Angels have lost 10 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams, including the last 7 times in Cincinnati. Now, a little bit of a sample size there, a couple years running, but whenever the Angels have come in here, not good. Reds bullpen has been really good, 2.66 ERA, not only the starting pitching, but the relief pitching as well. So Angels might have a little bit of an over trend going here now for the most part, with a few overs here of late, but man, against Chase Burns here, you think they're really going to score a lot of runs right now? Man, Burns is $1.55 or so, total 8.5 here. Reds come in 8-5. The Angels are 6-7. Reds are just 3-3 at home so far this season, but man, another good matchup. Now, it should be lights out, gas and go here for the Reds against Kahanowitz. I love the matchup all up and down the lineup here in this one, and I'm going to take the Reds on the run line here in this one. The Reds are 1-0 as a run line favorite so far. And I'm going to take them here and get a little plus money since we laid all those favorites. Give me the Reds minus 1.5 at plus 110 here against the Angels on Friday night. Chase Burns, they're ready to go. Let's see if the chat agrees. And we've got here Timmy Two Shoes on the under, Mr. Wesker's Reds on the run line. And let's see here. Larry, Reds money line and under. And hey, I want to say hello to Heartbreak Edits in here. Nice to have Heartbreak Edits joining us. As hey, you had the Angels there coming in here, rested a little bit. They didn't play on Thursday after they lost 2 of 3 at home against Atlanta. They hit the road. Cincinnati, meanwhile, is coming in off of a road trip where they lost 2 straight, and now they've got to play the next day after not scoring but just 1 run against Miami. Thank you to Heartbreak Edits. All right, let's see here. Cal Dog is on the under. Jermaine says, Jack on the road. Give me the Reds on the run line. Jimmy says, remember when the Reds were an auto over? Angels did, like I said, let me see here. Now I've got it 10-1. Jack's lost 6 of 7 on the road. Hit the road, Jack. Don't hit the road. All right, I'm going with the Reds here on the run line. And, hey, I still root for the Angels. All right, here's the Twins taking on the Blue Jays. For the Twins here, Simeon Woods Richardson, 2.71 ERA coming in. The Twins have won 4 straight. Toronto's been slumping, but they are coming in here off of a win. And look at this. Patrick Corbin on the mound here for the Jays with his season debut here going for Toronto here today. So let's see what you think of this with Corbin here in Toronto, huh? Let's take a look at the matchup here. Toronto coming in, surely a top 10 lineup. I've got him in the number 8 right now coming in, although will be some difficult splits here for guys like Barshow, Sanchez here, even down near the bottom of the lineup a little bit. For Woods Richardson, 2.31 ERA, 1.1 whip, 6 Ks in just 11 2/3 innings, 10 hits and 3 earned runs. But he's been okay here, I'd say, for Woods Richardson coming in. Toronto going to be favored here with Corbin. Minnesota, the 4-game winning streak, swept the Detroit Tigers at home. Great job there. Toronto finally got a win over the Dodgers there, 4-3. It was quite a work, but after losing the first 2 games, they did get the win. Toronto comes in here 5-7, 5-4 at home. Minnesota 7-6, but just 2-4 on the road so far this season. Let's see what you think here. Minnesota, yeah, they're trending up, looking pretty good. Toronto has been cold. Could be considered a bit of a valued dog given the current form. I think both teams are skewing under here recently for sure. You do have Minnesota 2-6 to the under as a dog. Meanwhile, Toronto 3-6 to the under at home, and the total is a hefty 9.5. I don't know if there's any real overwhelming splits coming in as far as the matchup here with this starting pitching. We'll see what you think of, what will Patrick Corbin, do here in his season debut. And let's see what the chat thinks in this one. Here with the Twins and the Blue Jays. All right, the chat pros are ready to go. And it's going to be Cal Dog on the Twins here. Timmy says Twins plus money. Larry does like the under here in this one with Woods, Richardson, and Corbin going. How do you not? I mean, it does feel like, it's not a division game, but Twins money line for Mr. Weskers. Says Corbin, not very good. A Heartbreak Edit says the Blue Jays need to win an opener. Mr. Wesker says the Blue Jays kind of took the veterans that people were kind of down on, like their careers were kind of washed up a little bit. Still were, I don't want to say washed up, good pitchers, maybe just barely on the downside, or could be just good pitchers that never really uh, reached over their peak a little bit. Timmy says you got those guys knocking in some runs in there. I agree. I'm going under in this one with Minnesota and Toronto. Give me the under here. The Yankees are on the road. Luis Gil goes here for the Yanks and making his season debut. Steven Matz for the Rays. 4.09 ERA, but a 2-0 record here so far for Matz. Gil's going to be a favorite on the road, but you know what? The Rays got the Yankees right where they want them, and that's back at the Trop. The Yankees probably enjoyed playing in their minor league ballpark. I mean, in their spring training ballpark and minor league, but the spring training park for the last couple of seasons there, while the Rays got their dome all fixed up here, and now they got them right where they want them. The Rays, that's probably why the Rays are going to compete again this year. They may have been down a little bit there, didn't get quite the home advantage. We make fun of the Trop, but it is kind of a strange advantage, maybe more so on the playing field than in the stands, right? Both teams come in off of a couple of losses. Tampa Bay dropped a couple to the Cubs there at home. Yankees, meanwhile, lost to the Athletics back-to-back games there, and the offense went south a little bit here, and now they got to hit the road. So let's see what you think in this one with the Yankees here having to go down and take on their old rival, the Rays. Now, New York has won the last 5 meetings between the two teams dating back to last year. Also, the Yankees' best bullpen of the division right now, 2.7 ERA. Could say the Rays a little bit of struggles here with those games against the Cubs. They really got rocked there, being outscored 15-4 at home here in those 2 games overall. That was their home series opener there. So they're just 1-2 at home. Yankees are 5-1 on the road here thus far. Yankees are also 1-4 to the under on the road, 3-6 to the under as a favorite. Tampa's been a big time over so far, 8-3 to the over so far this season. And I think it's because of the Rays pitching. The Rays bullpen continues to kind of be weak there. They usually get beat up pretty good by the end of the game. So let's see what you got, though. Maybe the Yankees still here. Yes, the Rays, are a thorn in their side, no doubt about it, year after year. But, okay, let's see. Yankees run line here for Larry. And Mr. Wesker says, King Gil here. Jimmy says, give me the Rays in the first 5. And Mr. Wesker says Yankees on the run line here. They still do have a little bit of advantage over this team. Yeah, but remember, they're back at the Trop here a little bit. Cal Dog, Yankees run line. Gil's going to piece them up here, says Mr. Weskers. Yankees are mad about losing to those games to the A's. And let's see here. Timmy talking about that play there, that foul ball, that incident, that funny. Okay, Rays can win game 1, says Mr. Weskers. Rays and Yankees always play pretty tough against one another, no doubt. Like I said, divisions are unfair. Why, just some random arbitrary, hey, Tampa Bay, you're in the division with the Yankees, Red Sox, Orioles, okay? Shaq is on the Rays here as well. All right. It could be tough there. My problem probably is more with Steven Matz than anything else. If Matz can get his career back going a little bit. And look, he could serve a function here for the Rays. I mean, you get a left-handed starter in there a little bit, and um, it'll hopefully give you some innings. Hopefully, stays healthy. I mean, what Steven Matz never, went what we were expecting in his career, right? We were expecting a much better career for Matz. Look, he's had moments, he's had stretches, he's had a good career, but not from the hype back when he debuted, and there was so much expected from him, I think, in his career. So look, this Yankee lineup is number one, but Matz does have an interesting matchup against them, no doubt about it. So all right. You know what? I think here for me, I think the under might be the way to go. The Yankees will probably be able to keep this Rays team down. And if the Yankees are struggling a little bit with the bats and it's 8.5 here, I'm going to go with the under in this one of the Yankees and the Rays. All right. Timmy says he thought better of going with the under. Next up, here's the Athletics on the road taking on the Mets. TJ Ginn goes here for JT Ginn. JT for the A's. They come in 5-7. The Mets are 7-6, and they go with Clay Holmes here in this one, or Holmes here. Look, that was a great outing last time against the Giants in that 9-0 win. 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 walks, 4 Ks. Great pitching there for Clay Holmes. He has a 1.42 ERA and a 2-0 record so far this season. The A's come in off of a pair of wins over the Yankees, but JT Ginn, 5.14 ERA, no record to show so far, but good job there by the Athletics. The A's are in a pretty decent form, but the Mets will have a bullpen edge here, and I think still strong home matchup splits here, I think, a little bit in this particular matchup. I mean, I've got the Mets here. Mets and Yankees, man. These two lineups are really hot, and Lindor's got a great matchup here. Some of these guys at the bottom of the lineup as well. What's up with Polanco here? I think he has a injury designation. Let me see here. No, he's not on there. Okay. Of course, Soto is on the 10-day injured list with that calf strain. We know that. Rooker did leave. This is the big injury. Rooker of the A's left the game yesterday with a pain in his side, thorn in his side, or something like that. So again, definitely has struggling numbers. Clay Holmes, pretty solid here. Yes, the Athletics just came up big against the Yankees. You could argue, once you beat the Yankees, could be a letdown here. You got Holmes here at $1.55 or so. Now, these teams do have a lot of overs when they've played, but it is an interleague series. But 14 of the last 19 matchups between the A's and the Mets have gone over. But this is not 1972. Let's go to the chat here. All right, maybe. Okay, let's see here. I might have missed some of your guys' comments there. Okay, is it over for CalDog here? Heartbreak edits on the Mets money line. Larry here. Also, Mets team total over for Timmy. This is a lot of Mets. And hey, Only Bands is here. He's bringing out the old Grimace reference here. So that's another vote for the Mets here in this one. Man, you know what? That was a great series for the A's. Great job. They could come in here and still bring a lot of momentum right now. The Mets aren't anything special, and they're missing Soto here. I mean, that is probably the key. I'm just going to go with the Mets on the money line here. I'll tell you what, if Soto was in, I'd probably go with the run line here. I think you're getting a little bit of Soto absence discount, a little bit of $1.40. I'm going to take the Mets. Great job by the A's, man. I do love them, but I'm going to go ahead with the Mets here in this one. Oh, Only Band says now no Soto. He's going to back down from taking Grimace. I'm actually taking him there, not because of that, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to go ahead and take the Mets still with Holmes. I think it's a big advantage on this in the starting pitching department. There's some guys that could come in. I don't know if JT Ginn is going to come in here and have a dominating matchup. Meanwhile, Clay Holmes could have a pretty fantastic game here. Timmy says Lindor home run. No Rooker either. Only Bands, right? So. All right, the Guardians are on the road here, taking on the Atlanta Braves. Slade Ciccone World Tour continues here, 5.23 ERA for the Braves. Bryce Elder here so far. Look at Bryce Elder and his numbers. Get this guy some run support here. Elder, no earned runs, 0.85 whip, 13 strikeouts in 13 innings, but yet a no record or a 1-1 record. 1-1 record. You lose one there, believe it or not, so far. But Elder, man, respect your Elder here so far. Braves $1.35, 8.5. Both teams come in 8 and 5. Of course, it's the Indians and the Braves. Come on. You'd think we'd be back. Be back to calling them the Indians by now. All right, let's see here what you got, man. Braves 7-3 as a favorite here. Guardians doing a nice job as well. We know that bullpen's been good. Cleveland's been strong on the road so far. Just 4-3, but I think they looked a lot better than that record. The Braves might be a little overvalued with the Elder, but he's been so good. I'm just looking at the line in general, not the stats, because you gotta favor Elder here over Slade Ciccone. Even though it's funny, Ciccone good at whip so far. Both teams strong to the under, right? You've got Braves here 0-6 to the under at home. Cleveland 3-7 to the under in their last 10, and the Braves bullpen 0.82 ERA. Is that a typo? And the total here is 8.5. How are they going to score 8 runs in this game? All right, let's see what you got. Look, I don't know. If anything, you could point to the Braves offense. They're 5th in batting average right now, 5th in RBIs, 6th in OBP, 4th in hits, 2nd in home runs. So, yeah, they've had some offense for sure. But so 0-6 to the under at home, that's a little different when you're 5-2 to the over on the road, right? So, all right, let's see what you got here. I'm going to go with the under, I think, in this one. Give me the under. I'm already on it. Give me the under. Guardians and Braves. Elder here looking strong. Here we go. All right. Elder's too old. Fade the Braves. Take the Guardians, says Mr. Weskers. Larry's on the Braves, though. Guardians for heartbreak edits. And Mr. Weskers says the Braves are just getting too much respect for a team that really hasn't done anything so far. Yeah, this is definitely a little bit of an overachieve considering how the Braves have been going, but you always expect more from the Braves. They've just had some down years here a little bit. Guardians here for Cal Dog. Ramirez waking up finally here for Cleveland, I guess. I'm still hitting $163 overall right now. Who is hitting? Chase DeLauder is hitting. That's who's hitting. Reese Hoskins is starting to finally pick it up. Brito could be a surprise for Cleveland. Watch out for Brito. For the Braves of Drake Baldwin, man, this guy is just on fire. Also, Olson's starting to hit a little bit here as well, up to 280. Ozzie Albies, 275. Dom Smith. That's where these Braves are going right now. Mauricio Dubon. All right. Let's see here. Anything else? Timmy with Cleveland. And Mr. Westwood says the Braves do get great attendance. I'll take the under. Give me the under. All right, the Giants are on the road taking on the Orioles. And what a beautiful uniform combination here. All right, you got the Orioles here, $1.20, $1.25 at home. Shane Baz, 4.09 ERA. Landon Roop, 4.22 ERA coming in. Roop's 1-1 so far. Baz does not have a decision yet this season. Orioles come in having won 3 straight. They swept the White Sox on the road. Impressive. White Sox aren't good, but Orioles looking for some confidence. They got it. San Francisco, meanwhile, did take the last 2 of the series against the Phillies to win the series there. Still, the Giants are just 5-8 overall. Orioles 6-3 as a favorite so far this season. Giants 4-6 as a dog. Giants also just 3-5 to the under as a dog here so far. Let's see what you think here with Landon Roop. Shane Baz goes here in this one. San Francisco have won 4 of the last 5 games here in Baltimore. It's an interconference conference here, non-league. We call it in baseball. Baltimore still these home unders a little bit. Yeah, they're just 3-3 right now. But remember last year, those home unders were kind of coming through. Let's see what you think here with these 2 going. Giants are 3-7 as a run line underdog so far this season. Boy, they've been getting beat up pretty good. Baltimore 4-5 as a run line favorite so far. See what you have here in this one with the Giants and the O's. I'll go to the chat, see what they think. Okay, okay, let's see. Mr. Weskers fade the Giants. Larry says easy money. Cal Dog says these guys look at a bunch of pumpkins out there. Mr. Weskers usually just fades the Orioles, but he also fades the Giants, makes it tough. Giants here for Cal Dog. And Timmy says, who does a bookie think the Orioles are? This is a lack of respect. But Mr. Westford says this should be a pick 'em. I don't even know if the chat pros know what's going on in this game between San Francisco and Baltimore here. In this game, but man, I don't know. The Orioles coming in off of a series win. It may have been the White Sox, but they won on the road. Giants were struggling before they finally came through and shut out the Phillies in back-to-back games at home there against that tough Phillies lineup right now. All right, I'm going to take the Orioles here in this one, minus $1.25. Give me Baltimore. And Mr. Westford says the Orioles are bad. They have one of the worst offenses around. And it hasn't been great so far, but they're 11th in batting average, 12th in OBP, 13th in hits. So not necessarily the best, that's for sure. And if anything here, a pretty good matchup because I've got the Orioles. I'm going with them, but they're definitely in the bottom, 5 teams here offensively. Good splits for some of these Giants. Adames, Chapman, Encarnacion, Bader. I'm going to take the Orioles, though. I'm laying some juice here. Yep. Boy, am I ever. The Milwaukee Brewers are taking on Washington Nationals at home here with Chad Patrick. Patrick coming in here 0.96 ERA, 1-0. I think he missed his last start, though, or maybe he was just pushed back here. Still for Patrick, good numbers, 7 strikeouts in 9 innings, just 1 earned run. but 9 hits allowed for Jake Irvin here. ERA of 8, 1.56 whip, 11 strikeouts in 9 innings, but 11 hits allowed and 8 runs so far for Irvin here. Brewers obviously rolling still right now. Down to 8-4, need I say, but 5-1 at home. Washington comes in 4-8 so far this season. They're actually 3-3 on the road, but definitely some issues here, I think, for the Nationals right now. They seem to be up in a tough matchup here overall against the Milwaukee Brewers. Nationals have lost 7 of 8. They've also lost 6 straight games to Milwaukee overall. Washington has gone over here in 6 of their last 7 games overall. For their 6 road games have gone over. Both teams kind of trending over here for sure, but man, I got to think this is a Brewers run line spot. I'm going to lay the run line here a little more chalky chalk today and give me the Brewers minus 1.5, probably at even money here, maybe minus $1.05 or $1.10. Give me the Brewers to roll the Nationals here in this one with Patrick over Irvin. I think the difference here, I mean, you have, like I said, kind of a series mismatch between two semi-common opponents. Don't forget the Brewers bullpen, 2.66 ERA has been pretty strong so far. Nats do have pitching issues, I would say. They've got a good offense, man. They're third in batting average right now, fourth in RBIs, third in slugging, third in runs. The Nats can score some runs here, but they might get blown out offensively by this Milwaukee team that also has very good numbers. Also, first in stolen bases, second in walks. Probably going to see some offense, I would think, here in this one, but I'm going to take the Brewers here to win on the run line. Brew Crew run liner over, says Cal Dog. Here's Nationals money line for Mr. Weskers. Timmy's on the under. Brew Crew for Shaq. Mr. Weskers not worried right now about Yelich and his stats. I wouldn't worry either when you're hitting 372 with 10 hits, 10 runs so far. Yelich is mashing. Larry says Brewers on the money line. Next up, Chicago White Sox are taking on the Kansas City Royals. Well, you know what happens here. This is, after all, an American League Central game. We love taking those unders, but maybe I'll look to the side. It's too easy right now. We're going under in pretty much every American League Central game, so maybe I got to look to the side here. But also, you got Davis Martin here, 2.45 ERA, 2-0 record for Davis Martin. No one's complaining right now. White Sox coming off of a win here. Yeah, they were on a 3-game losing streak before that, but they were able to knock off the Royals here in Game 1, just 2-0 yesterday in the series opener. As it was K here. Don't forget, great performance by Anthony K. 100 pitches in 5 2/3 innings, but 3 hits allowed, no runs, 2 walks. Great job by K. Lugo was fine, 6 1/3 inning, one earned run, but it was the Sox with the win over the Royals in Game 1 of this series. Great job. Chris Bubic goes here for Kansas City. Bubic also not horrible here. Kansas City comes in 5-7. The Sox are 4-6, but for Bubic so far this season, I'd roll with Bubic here a little bit. 4.09 ERA, 109 whip, 12 Ks in 11 innings. Just 6 hits, however, 5 earned runs. So the runs have counted a little bit against Bubic. Those numbers are kind of up there, but see what you think here. Like I said, These games are just total under city. If it's even close to 8.5 under, you got to keep going under right now with all these Central Division games. In fact, I'm starting to see some 8 overs, and I'm going to adjust it because I already think it's already big time under city in all these matchups. Look, the Royals should be able to handle this White Sox team, but got to give the White Sox a little credit from that win yesterday. Still, they are, not a great win-loss record here so far at 5-8, but hey, the Royals are 5-8 as well. Okay, Timmy's on Bubic on the run line. Mr. Wesker says, where was Yelich in the playoffs? Cal Dog says White Sox here on the run line, but Mr. Wesker's Royals on the run line. Larry says White Sox Royals definitely got to go under here. Timmy says maybe the Sox are going to start doing something here. All right, I guess that's it in this matchup. Now, even though we keep going under, the White Sox are the one team in the American League Central that is producing some overs here of late. They are 8-5 to the over right now, and also 5-2 to the over on the road. Still, for the Royals here, they are 4-9 to the under overall this season. So should still feel like an American League Central under, I would think, in this one. Man, Bubic here at $1.70 though. Here, even if the Royals are supposed to be better, that doesn't feel like they're totally better right now. And the White Sox $1.45 on that run line. Give me the White Sox here, plus a run and a half over the Royals tonight at minus $1.45. All right, next up. Hey, the Red Sox are on the road taking on the Cards here. Got Quinterly Early going here in this one for the Red Sox. Red Sox 4-8 right now. Cardinals, hey, 7-5. But here comes Dusty May. ERA of 16 so far, 0-2 record for Connerly Early, 2.89 ERA, 1.5 whip, and 10 strikeouts so far this season for Early. 8 hits, 3 earned runs coming into this one. Favorite on the road, despite their struggles here right now. But Boston did win 2 out of 3 there in that series against Milwaukee to kind of turn it around against a team that had been pretty hot. So, yes, they're still 4-8 right now, 1-5 on the road. St. Louis is 4-2 at home so far, just beat Washington 2-1 in their last series, outscoring them 13-7 in the final 2 games here. May with pretty high stats here, pretty wild stats, getting beat up pretty good. Let's see what you think though here. Red Sox and Cardinals. Boston, 5 straight losses on the road. St. Louis, pretty strong home form. And St. Louis, at home last year, they sure were going over. So far, it hasn't been the case, but maybe we could get some runs here in this one with Boston and St. Louis with the May out there. Oh, let's see what you have here. It's hard to pass on an underdog like this, but can the Red Sox find a way to get going here? Big disappointment so far. Let's go to the chat. Weekend series. Watch out. Tide could turn. Great matchups here for Boston. Up and down the lineup against Dusty May. Meanwhile, the St. Louis looks like a dreadful matchup against Connerly Early here. So, man, tough game. Boy, let's see what you got in the chat. All right, Mr. Wesker says he hates doing that like Mr. Wilson used to say, don't lay the negative odds on a run line. Yeah, but you know what? Tell that to the Sharps a little bit too. I'm not Mr. Sharp here myself, but you know, Sharps are not afraid to lay it. Believe it or not, I know it's hard. I'm here to Mr. Chalk here today. Cards money line for Mr. Weskers. Cards run line for Timmy. Red Sox money line for Larry. Cal Dogs on the over. Heartbreak Edit says Red Sox for the win. Cal Dog says, I just don't like May. I just don't like May here. And Mr. Wesker says, you take that plus money run lines, you'd be doing good here. All right, I think that's it. I'm going to have to go with the Red Sox here. I mean, the algorithm is screaming Cardinals here, but no, not with Dusty May. I just can't do it. These numbers look bad. It looks like a huge mismatch with the splits, to be quite honest. And I'm going to have to take Boston here. I'm struggling on the road. I'm taking Boston. All right, the Rockies are on the road here against the Padres, and with Tomoyuki Sugano here going for Colorado, 1.68 ERA. Walker Buehler, 9.45 ERA so far, but the Padres just won 7-3 with a walk-off grand slam on Thursday night. Still $1.80 with Walker Buehler doesn't sound very comfortable here. Rockies were hot before they lost that last game. The Padres, meanwhile, also playing pretty well right now, and they've already gotten back here to over 500 at 7-6. Colorado just 2-5 on the road, but I've got to think they're going to hang in here in this one. They were in the game all the way until the very end. It was a grand slam, but it was already, that was the longest game of the year so far, 12 innings. No game had gone 12 innings so far this season there with the Padres and the Rockies. Also, I don't know everybody made fun of those Padres uniforms last season, their alternate uniforms. They were a little bit flamboyant, but boy, I sure do like the new Padres alternate jerseys with the De Los Muertes theme there. Man, those look cool. They look evil. All right, see what you got here. I'm going to take the Rockies on the run line. I haven't even covered the stats yet, but I'm not taking the Padres minus $1.80 with Walker Buehler right now. Buehler comes in with a 9.5 ERA, 7 strikeouts in 6 innings, 7 earned runs, and a whip over 2. Sugano, solid, is 1.68. Maybe Sugano likes pitching in Colorado on the road here, obviously. But like I said, Colorado, they swept Houston, remember? They played well against Philly. And yesterday they were in this game with the Padres before giving up that grand slam. Rockies certainly here, bottom 6 lineup here. But, hey, Hunter Goodman's got a good matchup against Buehler. Tovar's okay. Some of these guys at the bottom of the lineup as well. Doyle and Karros. Gosh, I'm old. Eric Karros' son's out there. Let's give me the Rockies here on the run line here in this one. Look, Colorado, dismal on the road against San Diego. San Diego 9-1, the last 10 at home against Colorado, but it was close yesterday. Padres bullpen's been good. Rockies, the road struggles does limit their scoring here, but maybe it will be. They got Sugano. Maybe he can match with Buehler here. I'm taking Colorado on the run line at plus 1.5 at minus $1.35. All right, let's see if anybody has this one. Here is Rockies first 5 versus Buehler. It says Timmy. Padres on the run line for Mr. Weskers. Says they've been hot here in the last 9 games or so. The Padres, they really can. Extra base hits. They're not as powerful. They're next to last in the league in home runs, but they're second in the lead in doubles. But Padres here, bottom 5 in batting average and OBP so far has me worried. Rockies money line for Larry. And let's see here. Heartbreak Edit can't trust these Rockies right now. Mr. Wesker said the Padres killed this parlay there with the Rocks. And hello to Scuba Diver in there. Hi, Scuba Diver. Great to see you here. Wow, Scuba Diver joining us. All right. Let's see here. Scuba Diver talking Padres here. Cal Dog lived by the old stadium there, or the new stadium, I think. All right, that's it for that one. I'll take the Rocks here, though. Okay, we out of games yet? I'll get a few more here. Astros taking on the Mariners here. Baseball action for Friday night in Seattle. 2 struggling teams, believe it or not here. The Astros, losers of 4 straight, but they do have Tatsuya Amai going 4.32 ERA, 1.56 whip, 13 strikeouts for Imai, 1-0 record. Meanwhile, for Emerson Hancock, so far 0.71 ERA, 1-1 record. He was terrific there so far, but 2 teams struggling here with these losing streaks. Seattle struggled against the Angels, were swept by Texas. Not a great start. They're 4-9 right now, not hitting. Houston, losers of 4 straight, got swept by Colorado. In Colorado, to be fair, I also kind of struggled there against the A's. But Houston is 3-0 as an underdog this season. And we know Seattle struggled here, but Houston also 8-2 to the over in their last 10, over in all 3 games. They were underdogs here. Almost looks like a discount, though, on Hancock, man. Hancock's got good numbers. I think you can almost throw away the fact that the Mariners are losing. At least, Houston's losing as well. So almost looks like a little bit of a discount in here. Let's see how you guys have it, though, in this one with the Astros and the Mariners. Seattle still, a top 10 lineup, I would think, but I'm moving them down here of late. Here we go with some plays. Astros run line for Mr. Weskers. Astros Mariners under for Larry. First 5 under for Timmy. Mariners are a bad public team. That's good for the Dogs. Astros decent, and they're not public. All right, let's see. Your Mr. Wesker says Maryland can't hit a beach. Heartbreak Edit says maybe just take the Mariners here. You gotta like what you've seen from Hancock. Maybe the offenses are struggling here. Houston does have plenty of overs so far, but mostly because they were giving up big-time runs there to Colorado and the Athletics here. It's a little bit different in Seattle. So give me the under here in this one. I like under in all the American League games, it looks like. Just if it's an All-American League game, just know. If you don't know what Ramon was on, if it was 2 American League teams tomorrow, take the under. Let's see from the chat. Mariners bats are cold. Houston bats are cold too, says James Kelly. Says maybe a Mariners team total under there, or just Mariners game under. So let's do it again. More under city here. We know Seattle, mostly an under is conceived. Most people say, hey, Seattle under park. Okay, that's one more. I got one more here. Mariners run line for Scuba Diver. One more here. We got to go out to Chavez Ravine. It's two good hot teams here with the Dodgers 9-3 so far, but the Rangers are 7-5, winners of three straight. Camille Rocker goes here, 3.6 ERA for Rocker. Tyler Glass now 3.0 ERA, 1-0 so far for Glass now. 15 strikeouts in 12 innings, 4 earned runs for Rocker. 1.4 whip, just 3 strikeouts in 5 innings so far, 2 earned runs here in this one. So, yeah, Rocker, big reputation, big arm, going to be great, but maybe a little bit tough right now against this lineup. I gotta think the Dodgers going to rock these guys today. Come on. Great matchups here for Tucker, for Freeman, for Muncy, for really good matchups. Meanwhile, a tough matchup for Nimmo, Seager, Peterson, Carter. Bad matchups against this Dodger lineup here. So it is 225, but might not mind taking the Dodgers here to blow them out. Let's see what you guys have in this one. Maybe we could look to the total a little bit with these guys. You do have Texas 4-6-2 to the under so far. The Dodgers are 2-4 to the under at home. Glass now certainly has the matchup edge here, and they've won 5 of 6. They actually struggled against the Dodgers historically when the two teams have met, although did win the April matchup, the April series last year. The Dodgers won 2 of 3 in Texas. Dodgers 5 straight unders versus Texas as well, including 4 of the last 5 at home. But Dodgers here, 225 total, 9.5. That is pretty. I know the Dodgers here got a great offense here, number 1 in everything pretty much. Let's go to the chat. This Dodgers offense it's no, it's not like, well, they'll cool down. Okay, here we go. Mr. Wesker's Dodgers run line. Timmy says, could be a live bet situation. Scuba Diver, Dodgers and over. Larry, though, Dodgers and under. Heartbreak Edit's got the Dodgers. Says maybe Burger Time could do something there for Texas. Otani, will he ever homer? All right, I guess that's it for this one. I got to make my call here with the Rangers and the Dodgers. Man, the Dodgers are going to crush these Rangers, I would think, today. All right, give me the under here in this one at 9.5 runs. If it goes over, I guess the Dodgers are going to win anyways. So I'll take the under in this one. I didn't have an over at all on this card. On the plays on the show here. Doesn't mean I don't have a couple of overs slated here. All right, that's it for the baseball. Man, we've got a big NBA card. No hockey tonight. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do without any hockey? Now, we won't preview every game in the NBA here. There are a couple of games not worth looking at, but we're in the nitty-gritty here. The postseason seedings here, just 2 games left. So all the teams are playing here on Friday, and all the teams are playing on Sunday, and we'll see. Are they doing that goofy? Let me look at the Sunday schedule. Yeah, they're doing that usual thing where all the teams in the Eastern Conference play at the same time, and all the teams in the Western Conference play at the same time on Sunday. Not that we'll see. I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of jostling. But again, we know all the teams in the playoffs. It's just the motivation. But really, we've crushed this NBA because of the motivation factor. It's really been the genesis of the handicap here for the last 2 weeks, and it only seems to be getting stronger as we get to the last two games here. So let's see if it'll happen today and who does have those advantages, who needs to win, who doesn't have the motivation as well in these final games. And, you even see some of the good teams starting to mail it in a little bit. So the Heat will take on the Wizards here in this one. The Heat, right now the Heat are in the 10th position, trailing the Hornets, and it doesn't seem like the Hornets will lose their last two. They're going to be favored today as well. So, for the Heat here, maybe not a whole lot of motivation. They are a huge favorite here against Washington. Washington has just been very, very bad, even in situations where maybe the Heat doesn't have the total motivation to absolutely destroy somebody like this. You still almost have to consider the Heat. Washington's 0-11, and they're at home of late here. They're completely non-competitive, but 18 and a half, 18, I don't know if I can do it. Still, Miami here versus this bad Wizards defense here. Look, the one area where I've been struggling a little bit here down the stretch, like I said, the sides have been solid, but I get carried away with some of these teams and the possibility of an over. But really, when it comes down to playing the bad teams against the good teams, it hasn't been going over, even though you'd expect it to. For example, these two teams are 89 and 73 to the over, but it is 250. I can't tell you that that there's any stats that kind of point to an under here, other than maybe that it's just way out of control and too high. And we've seen some of these games with playoff bound teams, maybe play-in teams, ones that aren't that awesome offensively. I say that because Miami's still 22 and 18 to the over, but I will note they're just 20 and 19 to the over as a favorite here right now. So I'm actually going to go under in this one, mostly because I'm sick and tired of losing these overs that I just keep going over, and the total's all jacked to the over, and it keeps moving higher. So I'm going to just go under in this one. Little change of pace here. Okay, let's see if we got any plays. Miami just had a lost weekend there. You should note, right? I mean, if anything, here's one big key, kind of what Mr. Wesker was saying here. Miami just played back-to-back games in Toronto. Now they're traveling here on one day's notice to Washington. Yes, they're a huge favorite. They should win here, but really they're going to finish 10th overall. I think they know that. Oops. Okay. Sorry about that. Let me there we go. Oh, man. Now I got to start over, you guys, actually, because we do chop up these videos. Heat minus 18 at the Wizards, total 250 here in this one. And for the Heat here, they come in off back-to-back games at Toronto, falling here, really getting blown out in those two games, and now they're going to play Washington. They just played Washington. It was 152 to 136. They won at home as an 18-point favorite. It did go way over, but I've had trouble with some of these overs with some of these teams. Now, that was a high-scoring game, no doubt about it, but I'm going to go with the under here in this one. I've had a little tough luck trying to chase these overs that keep going over, and I think here at home it'll be a different story with Miami here. Like I said, they may actually lack a little motivation. They're in 10th place. They're going to be 10th place. Pretty sure, and I'll go ahead and take the under in this one with Washington. Like I said, it was 288 last time they played. It was just, in fact, 7 days ago, 6 days ago that they played and put up that big total. And they've been over all season. I don't have the stats to tell you that it's going to be an under here, but I am going to take the under. Okay, here. Here we go with some of the plays. Under and money line for the Heat. And Heat wins, but Wizards will put up a fight. They want revenge from that blowout game. The Bulls demolished the Wizards a few days ago, but maybe the Heat will not. Under Brickell Dog. Yeah, maybe it's a little contrarian there, so I am going to take the under in this one. Maybe the Heat will blow them out. They should, but all right. Next up, okay, looks like a good game here on paper with the Pistons and the Hornets, of course. Two hot teams, two postseason bound teams. The Hornets are in ninth place. They could pass the Sixers here. The Sixers, obviously, a little bit of a hiccup there now with Embiid. Basically, I don't know if he's left behind in the hospital there as the team travels to Indiana, having his appendix removed. But the Hornets here, they did lose last time out. No problem. They were hot. They lost to Boston. No problem. Didn't even cover there. Detroit, still hot, still covering here against a lot of these teams. But all of a sudden, here you go. You got the Pistons here. They've already clinched. Can't really improve their standing at all. Got to rest these players. They got, top-notch players that are kind of, with Cunningham here, you got to figure he's not going to play. He's not on the injured list at all. Maybe he does get in there, but the Pistons have no reason to be going for it here. Meanwhile, the Hornets are desperate for this win right now, actually. The Hornets are 14-26 to the under at home, and the Pistons are 16-22 to the under on the road. I'm going to take the under in this one. The last time they met back in February is 110-104. Detroit won on the road, and when they played in December, it was 112-86. So Detroit has had their number, no doubt about it. Give me the under, though, in this one with the Pistons and Charlotte. I've got two unders here on Night Moves. But like I said, I think the key for me is the Pistons really don't have anything to play for. Meanwhile, the Hornets could go up to the all-important 8th place. They could even get to 7th place. But 8th place, much more important than 9th place. So I think the Hornets can have total motivation here. Give me the under. I think they'll be limiting the Pistons here. Okay, we've got under for Cal Dog. Let's see, Wizards team total under for Timmy back there and that other one. Pistons will sit players, and then they've already won the number 1 seed in the East. Hornets money line for Larry. Hornets for Cal Dog. Yeah, Hornets says Heartbreak Edits, and Hornets maybe for Timmy here. Got to take the Hornets in that one. I'm on the under, though. I'm to make it clear. Under's my official play on this show. Cavaliers and Hawks here. You got the Hawks favorite here by 7.5, maybe even more. I think it's gone up. They're favored by at least 8 now. And the total here is 233.5. So, look, you got the Hawks here on the move. They're obviously one of the hottest teams in the league. They continue to mow teams down, but they've lost 2 straight all of a sudden. Tough games against the Knicks and Cleveland, so they had their winning streak kind of come to an end. They've lost a couple in a row. Meanwhile, for Cleveland here, they've won 4 straight. But here we are again. Cleveland, they are in 4th place. They do have some motivation here to try to chase down the Knicks, but Knicks aren't in bad position either. You kind of wonder if the Cavaliers, if they, move up there's a little bit of a jumble here between the Knicks and the Cavs battling for the 3-4, and the Hawks and the Raptors battling for the 5-6. You gotta, and the Magic are there too, but you gotta maybe there might be a little bit of gamesmanship trying to match up with one another. I don't know which matchup would be better. Those coaches, those organizations probably know better, but I just think it feels more like a spot for the Hawks to get a blowout win here right now over Cleveland. Jared Allen is out of this game. Spider Mitchell's out of this game as well here for Cleveland. So it looks to me like they're not taking it too seriously, actually. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they probably do want this one. They'd love to move up here and make sure they could maybe even get fifth place right now. And you don't want to lose and fall into the 7th spot. So I think the Hawks have some pretty good motivation here in this game. Atlanta is a wagon right now at home. They've won 13 of their last 14. We know Cleveland's been a poor spread team all year, 32-47 ATS. The Cavs win, but they don't cover. Simple as that. The Hawks at home, they've been pushing the pace here, it feels like, of late, even though for the season they are 17-23 to the under at home, and Cleveland is 23-16 to the over on the road here. So see what you got here in this one with the Hawks taking on the Cavs here. Cavs won the last one just what was it, 2 days ago, or was it last night? 2 days ago. Cavs won it 122-116 at home. So they turn around here. Atlanta won back in November at home, 130-123. Cleveland won at home back in November, 117-109. So it has been a home team dominated series, no doubt about it. All right, we'll see what you got here, though. Give me the chat. Let me see what you got in the matchup here with the Cavaliers and the Hawks. Cavaliers are just 4-9 against the spread in their last 13. Hawks are 14-6 ATS last 20. Cleveland has lost here 8 of their last 9 trips to Atlanta, actually. All right, I better go to the chat here for this one. All right. Larry says Hawks made a nice comeback last game. He'll give the Cavs 7.5 points. Cavs and the points for Cal Dog. Mr. Westcott says, how are these teams not getting more points right here? Not in this game, I don't think he means, but Larry says Mitchell and Allen, they're out. That makes a difference there, huh? And let's see here. Mobley to get his rebound, says Timmy. Mobley's my man, you know that. All right, give me the under here in this one. I've got 3 games. I've got 3 unders, and it's supposed to be, aren't we on, in the last 2 games of the season, isn't every game supposed to go over here with no defense? Hope I don't got it wrong. Raptors and Knicks. The Knicks are favored here by 6, maybe even 6.5 right now. The Knicks have won 4 straight games. They beat Boston yesterday in a nice comeback. We were on the Knicks in that game. Here we go with the motivation report here with the Knicks. Definitely motivated here. They can still stay ahead of the Cavaliers here. They're going to be in 3rd place if they do so. The Raptors, meanwhile, they're trying to stay in 5th place ahead of the Hawks. So they do have a certain motivation here as well. They're coming off back-to-back home wins over Miami, but now got to go here quickly on the road to the Knicks here. We might see some of these games end up in like one-sided games, I wonder. Toronto, though, still pretty positive winning team here this season with the Knicks 26-13 against the spread at home. It's been hunky-dory here of late. 4 straight wins, 3 straight covers for the Knicks right now, playing pretty good. Looked good yesterday in the comeback against Boston. Both teams on the back-to-back, but the Knicks were at home yesterday. Toronto has to come in from home, take on the Knicks. Let's see what you have in this one. This to me, I mean, Toronto's lost 10 straight to the Knicks overall and 7 straight against the spread. How do you not go with the Knicks here? And look at this total, another one where heavy trends to the under. I better just take the Knicks because I've already taken 3 straight unders. If I take another one, you guys will think I'm just taking unders to take unders. So let me take the Knicks here, but Toronto is 14-26 to the under on the road so far this season. And I don't know, we look at this series so far this year, all 3 games went under. Knicks won 117-101, 119-92, and 195. The Knicks have dominated the series, all the games going under every time. See what the chat says there, but man, those are strong trends. All right, wraps for Mr. Weskers here. Larry says Knicks on the run line there. Timmy says Raptors first half because the Knicks likes to take their pants off. What does that say? Knicks easy for heartbreak edits. Oh, heartbreak edits. All right. Yeah, it could be a premium here. All right, we keep it going, man. We're going to keep it moving. We're not previewing every game, but we're previewing most of them. Here's the 76ers on the road taking on the Pacers. Well, the Sixers without Joel Embiid, it looks like here, with that appendicitis, just a bizarre time to have something like that go down. So hopefully he'll be okay and ready. Siakam is questionable here for the Pacers. Shepherd questionable. Nesmith questionable. Nembhard questionable. McConnell questionable. Pacers are already out of the playoffs. 76ers should still have the motivation here to do this. Right now, in 8th place, you want to hang on to 8th place. They still could catch the Magic, but really you're just trying to hold off the Hornets, it feels like. And I don't know. The one thing about the Pacers here is they've been covering some spreads here all of a sudden. Really showing a lot of heart. Meanwhile, Philadelphia has 3 straight losses, albeit to good teams, Detroit, San Antonio, and Houston. But look, the Sixers also, they were just in a back-to-back, obviously. They were in Houston yesterday. Now you got to travel to Indiana. Indiana's showing a little bit of life. They've covered against Brooklyn. They covered against Cleveland. They covered against the Bulls. They beat the Bulls. They beat Brooklyn, actually. And the Pacers have had a nice run of covers here, despite the fact for a while there they were absolutely dreadful, even covering. We're talking about some of their tankathon games. Remember, there was a stretch where they were totally not even close to covering anything. Now they've covered 9 of their last 11. Despite the fact they've lost 16 of 20. So I think the Sixers here, a little bit of lack of focus here, a little bit with Embiid out on a moment's notice here with that appendicitis. I'm sure they can win, but 15 sounds a little much. I'm going to take the Pacers here. They've shown some life in covering some numbers. Sixers should win. They'll probably win it by closer to 10 points tonight. I'll take the Pacers plus 15. Pacers run line here for Larry. I think that means run line means, what does it mean, Larry? Does that mean money line? No, I'll plus the points there. Over in Indy, nobody will care, says Timmy Two Shoes. 76ers covers, says Mr. Weskers. All right, the Pelicans are taking on the Celtics. Celtics favored by 16.5 here in this game. The Celtics don't have anything going on here right now. They're going to be in second place. Yes, the Knicks could kind of catch them here, but all the Celtics have to do is win this game, and they should win this one. And well, they might win it big here. Pelicans have had some issues here of late. Uh, did beat Utah last time out, 156 to 137. Meanwhile, Boston just lost at the Knicks, and we know that Boston, coming off of a spread loss, is almost automatic to cover. It is 16 points, but I'm going to lay it here with Boston. Uh, like I said, they just need to win, so it'll be a free play here. But man, they really could hold the Pelicans down here, I think, if they so choose. They just beat them, or they didn't just beat them, but they beat them in New Orleans earlier this season, 122 to 90 in their other meeting. So let's go to the chat and see what you have here in this one with the Celtics here at home against the Pelicans. Boston in control mode. New Orleans is definitely a little bit of collapse, even though they played pretty well over the last couple of games anyway. Played okay. But Boston, a heavy under team, man. 29 and 51 to the under this season. New Orleans also an under team. 18 and 21 on the road. With a blowout script, it could be. Maybe under was the right call, but I'll take the Celtics. I'll take the Celtics here. Can't go under in every game on the next to last day of the season. The theme is you're supposed to go over, I think, at the end of the year. Teams don't care. But there is some interesting dynamics with, like I said, with some of these playoff implications. We are skipping the game between the Bucks and the Nets. The Mavericks are taking on the Spurs here in this one. The Spurs are favored by 17.5 total. 236.5 here with the Spurs, a monster favorite, of course. And you'd think that they would be able to blow these guys out, but the Spurs are locked in right now into second place. They really have no motivation to do anything in this game. And just when you say that, they still end up finding a way to win and cover. Now, if they don't rest Wemby in this one, when will they? This seems like a perfect opportunity to rest some players here right now. Wemby's got the rib issue, so I don't expect him to play. Cooper Flagg's going to be in there, and he's going to light this thing up, I would imagine. Dallas are missing a lot of players, though, here possibly. We'll see if these guys make the lineup. But Williams, questionable. Clay, questionable. Martin, questionable. Marshall, doubtful. P.J. Washington, doubtful. And Gafford, doubtful. That means Cooper Flag is going to score 60 points tomorrow. Look, we're probably going to look at it two ways here. I got to think that Dallas can have a good game here. That's a lot of guys out here possibly for Dallas. Cooper Flag's going to light this thing up. It's going to be look, you think of these two teams this season in total under city here. Dallas 14 and 26 to the under on the road. But in this one, maybe it could get a little loose. I got to take Dallas here and think that Flag's going to have a monster game against the Spurs here. Could be an upset. Could be, these two teams are solid unders, but just the scenario here, they did play back in February as 138 to 126 in a big time over. And the other meeting, both meetings in February, just 2 months ago, 135, 123, they both went way over in that. So it might be another over, even though these teams are under teams this season. Flag to have a huge night, huh? Okay, here we go. Maybe under, says Shaq. Let's see. Celtics game went over yesterday. Could play the zigzag. And is that a chalkboard in the background? There, says Mr. West. It's a whiteboard, I think. All right, here, let's see. Mr. Wesker, he lives on. Larry's on the Spurs here. Mavs and the points for Cal Dog. Mr. Westers likes the Spurs. Mavs could win, says Heartbreak Edit. Jimmy says Cooper Flag, 25 points, 5 assists, 7 boards, plus 460. Oh my goodness. Let's do that. I think he's going to score. I think he's going to put up another monster points game here. The Spurs are not going to have anything to play for in this game. They can go have a loose game here in this one. A lot of fun. Next up, the Magic are on the road taking on the Bulls here. Magic a big favorite here by 14.5, and they've won 4 straight. The Bulls have shown some heart here with a couple of wins. They beat Washington twice on the road. They better beat Washington twice on the road. Orlando, though, 4-game winning streak. They've covered 3 of those here. Bulls are 29-21 ATS as an underdog, though, this season. They've done a nice job. Does feel like a pretty, another big spread with Orlando, though. They do have a true motivation here right now in 7th place. They could get out of the play-in if they could just get some cooperation from the Raptors or the Hawks. Otherwise, they're probably going to be the number 7 seed, which is great. They'll still make the field here. They're actually pretty hot right now. The Bulls have won 2 straight games. For Orlando here, 27-22 to the over as a favorite this year. Let's see what you think in this one. Orlando laying some big points on the road here, but still have fared very well. It is a pretty high line. Chicago's been scrappy against the spread.
Major line move.
The totals would kind of say regression here. The Bulls are on a little bit of an under run here in 5 of their last 6 games right now. And that total is 242. So, the Bulls were putting up some big-time numbers there for a while, but all of a sudden, 4 straight unders for this team. So give me the under here, another under for me with the Magic and the Bulls in this one. Comments from the chat. Looks like an under in Chicago, says Timmy. And Mr. Weskers can't lay the Magic. Heartbreak wins says the Magic wins. Larry says moneyline Magic and under. Hopes the Bulls pick up some good ones in the front office there. Cal Dog is on the under. Yeah, the Bulls a little bit of a revamp, huh? Mr. Wesker says, what is the Magic's ATS record this year? Not great. 37-43 against the spread overall. 17-21 against the spread on the road. 21-28 against the spread as a favorite. The Bulls are probably the better spread team. They cover good. They cover mostly as a road favorite, but a road dog, but just an underdog in general is a pretty good spot for the Bulls. They really never went through. They went through a losing streak, but they didn't go through one of those 0-9 cover, non-cover streaks. All right, though, I'm going to take another under there. Here's Oklahoma City and Denver in this one. Now, Denver here is a 10.5-point favorite in this one. Oklahoma City has already kind of announced that they're pretty much resting the entire lineup, I think. We'll see who they end up having in there, but I think just by judging, I think it's up to 11.5 right now, even. A lot of books don't even have this game on the board because they're just not sure what the Thunder is going to be up to in this one. But Chet is out. SGA is out. Jalen Williams is out. So Jokic probably will play. Denver has motivation here. They might be able to get the players out of the game by the time they build the lead. But the Nuggets here trying to hold off the Lakers and the Rockets for the 3 seed. Seems very important. And, both teams are hot. I mean, Oklahoma City, don't forget, they've won 7 in a row. The Nuggets have won 10 in a row, but all those players are out. You got to think the Nuggets are going to crush the Thunder here. The Thunder are mailing this one in. So what will happen when it gets mailed in, right? What happens on the total on a game like that? But Oklahoma City usually is favored every time right now in this series. So I got to go over in this one. I think it goes way over, actually. We'll see who the Thunder has in there, but they're not going to give a darn. So this is one where I will take the over, especially with these two teams. Denver is 35-20 to the over as a favorite. The Thunder have only been underdogs 3 times this season. They went under every single time. I'm sorry, they went over every single time. Of course they did. So give me the over for sure here at 221. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me fix that. I know the total here. It's not because it's. I'm going to call it 231. I wasn't saying it because of the fact that the total was appeared as 220 on the screen there. The adjustment has already been made. Everyone sees the same thing I do here over City in this one. Okay, let's see here. Nuggets money line players are sitting. Murray to go over, Joker triple double. Jokic to get 30 assists over for Caldog. Braun to hit his threes here, it says. Give me the over in that one. All right, we're doing okay here on the. Oh man, we missed our plays. Darn it, you guys. Oh, gosh. All right, let me see. We can play these live. I get carried away. It's just doing at the beginning of the show. All right, rugby action underway here. Let me get this off the screen. Oh man. The rugby started a long time ago. Darn it. It started at 1 a.m. Boy, I'm trying to have some fun on this show. Okay, coming up here. AFL just underway. I have Fremantle minus 13.5 and under 168.5. AFL right now. Fremantle minus 13.5 under 168.5. See if I can't get the man. I'm going to come on here, give some great picks, and then I blow it. All right. Okay, it starts here. Okay, it starts in a few minutes still. Okay, we still haven't started that game. So AFL coming up here at it's a half an hour away. Okay, half an hour away here. Fremantle minus 13.5 over Collingwood. And the total 168.5. I like the under. Okay, and darn it, I couldn't get that rugby game in. It's 16-16 right now. Okay, let's see. And also, tennis match just underway here. Fonseca and Zverev. I like Zverev here. I believe it's already just started. Oh, man. We were having such a good time with, picking our picks and everything. Get over the tennis here a little bit. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Where we leave off, gang, with the chat here. Let's see here. Mr. Wesker says KBO coming up. I don't have any. I've not opened my ledger yet on the publicly on the KBO yet this year or NPB. Probably gonna need the regular season to end here in these other sports. Okay, we got to keep going here. Next up, Timberwolves taking on the Rockets here. The Rockets are favored by 10. Total here is 220. 222. Room 222. Here in this one, we've seen this one kind of move higher for two teams that kind of go under, but Rockets here favored by 10. Now, the Minnesota Timberwolves are totally in nowhere land. They are going to finish in sixth place. They cannot move up and they cannot move down, and they're not playing very well. Meanwhile, Houston's the hottest team going right here, it seems like. They've won 8 straight games. They're covering a bunch of games as well here during this streak. And they haven't been a great cover this year. I get that. But this one, what does Minnesota really have to play for, and who are they going to be putting out there even? Meanwhile, Houston has motivation. Edwards is questionable. Randall is questionable. I'm taking the Houston Rockets here in this one. Give me the Rockets to win by double digits over Minnesota. I'm taking Houston. All right, in the chat here, Rockets for Larry on the money line. Next up, we are skipping the Grizzlies and the Jazz. So next up, the Warriors are taking on the Kings here. The Warriors are favored by 9.5. They're favored by 11.5. Total 230.5 here, it feels like here. This one just going up maybe a little bit. Warriors on the road, big favorite against their mini rival here. They just beat them up the other day when they really had no reason to. They didn't beat them up. They didn't even cover. 110-105. The Warriors here, look, they're most likely stranded in 10th place. They are. They're not going to go anywhere. They're in 10th place. So really, even as good as Curry's been, whatever you want to do here, no reason to get all carried away. You're going to need Curry. He is probable for the game. I don't know why he'd be in there other than trying to make sure he's not too rusty. Santos is questionable. Richard is questionable. Post is questionable. KP questionable. So DeRozan, of course, he's out right now for Sacramento here, but the Warriors really aren't going to have much motivation, it feels like, in this game. And the Kings obviously don't either, but they do love a good win over the Warriors. So give me the Kings here in this one, plus the 11.5 points. I'm taking the Kings actually over the Warriors here. No reason for the Warriors. Maybe they just like to beat the Kings. I don't know. A big number when you're in, still poor form, despite the fact that they've looked, much better with Curry. They'll probably be fine. We'll see if they can get out of the 10 slot. Sacramento's covered 5 of 7. And I think it kind of looks like a Kings over. All right, here in the chat, Kings money line for Timmy. Warriors on the run line for Larry. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. A Kings spread here for Mr. Weskers. Warriors are the top worst favorite, I think is what he's saying there. They're not a good favorite. 21-28 ATS this year. Cal Dog says under. Says take the Kings with the points. Next up, the Clippers are at the Trailblazers. Trailblazers are favored here by 2. Total 224.5. Now the move is on the Clippers here, maybe because the perception is the Clippers should be a better team than Portland. This is an extremely important game for both teams. Both teams are headed into the play-in round. Portland is currently in 9th place, 1 game behind of the Clippers. The Clippers win this one, they're going to be able to, finish in 8th place. And the Blazers will finish in ninth. And like we said, it's just more important to finish in ninth place, where play-in teams have finished 7-3. Meanwhile, ninth place teams have finished 4-6 in the play-in, so they haven't advanced. Interestingly, I keep mentioning those stats, but the number 8 seed is actually has a very poor record overall, because they always lose the first game and they end up playing the winner of the other game, and then they win, but still only 2 of the 5 times. So that's why they have like I think a 2-8 record, the number 8 seed in the play-in tournament. Interestingly enough, but they still go through enough times because they usually win the second game. Okay, so let's see what you have here in this one with the Clippers and the Trailblazers. And look, I think it favors the Trailblazers just because they are at home here right now. These two teams are relatively even. Maybe the Clippers have made improvements, but the Blazers have been one of the hottest teams in the league. They did just lose to Denver and San Antonio, but that's okay. Clippers have played a tough schedule here of late as well, but Portland 24-15 against the spread at home. Clippers are an impressive 22-14 against the spread as a dog. I'm going to go under here in this one. This one's already taken a tumble. It says 225 on the screen there, but it's actually closer to 224 right now or lower, and I think it is. I've got a lot of unders. I'm worried about that because I tried to make some adjustments here for the end of the campaign where it should be a little higher, but I'm going to go under here with the Clippers and the Trailblazers. I believe it is an important game for the Trailblazers here that they will want to win. Of course they do, and so do the Clippers. Like I said, the winning team here may be the team that advances to the out of the play-in tournament and into the postseason. Okay, here Mr. Wesker says the Clippers are trash, but Cal Dog likes the Clippers. Shaq took the Kings. And let's see here. Larry on the Blazers, Shaq on the under. Mr. Weskers will team up the Wild with the Clippers. If we had the Wild playing. Let's see here. Mr. Wesker says the Blazers will win. Okay, gang, we're down, I guess, to the last game here. And it's going to be the Suns taking on the Lakers here in this one. The Suns are a slight favorite on the road here. Now, the Lakers, like I said, they do have some true motivation here. They are trying to finish at least in fourth place because, that will guarantee them the home series against the Rockets here. Now, I don't know if they can catch the Nuggets for third. The Nuggets have won 10 in a row. They're probably going to win again here tomorrow. So we'll see. But the Lakers here could hold on to fourth if they could win and have the home court against the Rockets, because the way the Rockets are playing, it feels like you do want to make sure that you are the home team there against Houston anyway. So, but I think in this one, look, the Suns are baked, if you will, in seventh place. They're not going anywhere. LeBron's been really busy on these minutes. You're still missing these players here for the Lakers with Doncic and Reeves here in this one. But the Suns, you might want to, I don't know. They not really have players that need to rest, but Booker is out. Here, Highsmith questionable, Goodwin questionable, Green questionable, Williams is in. But for the Lakers, again, you're missing those players, but the Lakers have, a little bit of motivation here, and the Suns don't. So will that affect, are the Lakers missing enough? They've actually done, I don't want to say pretty well since Luka's gone down. They were on a losing streak there, but remember, they played OKC twice. That game against Dallas was bad on the road, but Lakers still 22-17 ATS at home. Lakers dominant at home. They've won 10 of their last 11, no matter how you look at it. And the Suns have failed to cover right now in 5 straight games. So I think the market might be shading Phoenix incorrectly here. And maybe it'll be you look at the totals with these two. Lakers 22-17 to the over at home, 18-13 to the over as a dog here. So looks pretty low here. I'm going here with the over in this one. Give me the over. My only over on this show is in the Lakers and the Suns. Oh, no, I took the Thunder and the Nuggets over as well. All right, I guess that's a look here at night moves for the action on Friday. Oh, hold on, let me see. We got the plays here from the chat. And let's see. Clippers for James Kelly, Cal Dog on the Lakers. Mr. Wesker says the Lakers were going to be, he called for it a long time ago. I guess they knew that Luka would get hurt. All they got to do is get Luka back in there. He'll be back. Suns here for Mr. Weskers. Luka will be back for the playoffs. Lakers Suns over for Larry. And Timmy says the Suns aren't going to lay off the Lakers. The Lakers wouldn't if it was reversed. The Suns aren't. Look, we made some good money with the Suns this year. They're just not a very good team. But we made money with them. Okay, here we go. Lakers get in to be bounced out of the first round, right? It's going to be Lakers in Houston. I mean, pretty highly likely it's going to be Lakers in Houston. Get the Suns because when LeBron sits, and look, I think it's too important for the Lakers. I mean, LeBron's going to have to play in this game. They really need to win this game. They need to host the Rockets if they can. Look, they could still get the Nuggets, but okay, that might be it, you guys. Thanks, everybody, for a great time here tonight. That's going to do it for Night Moves. All right. Really appreciate it, everybody. Thank you for joining me here. We had a great crowd in here tonight. Over 6 of you joining me here, making some picks. Hey, one more bonus pick, huh? What do I got here? I got one in the CBA. I already blew that rugby pick. So what's going on here with Fonseca and Zverev all of a sudden? On serve here for Fonseca. But I'm going to look at a game here in the CBA tonight. I'm going to recommend here taking Zhejiang Guangsha minus the points against the Ningbo Rockets. That's my Chinese Basketball Association play of the night. I say take the Zhejiang Guangsha over the Ningbo Rockets. That's my CBA play of the night with Zhejiang Guangsha over the Ningbo Rockets. You got it? Anyway, that's going to do it here for Night Moves. You might know Zhejiang Guangsha as the Lions, okay? Take the Lions over the Rockets, lay 4.5. All right, that's going to do it. And really appreciate it. Back here more tomorrow with more Night Moves, preview the action for Saturday here. So really appreciate it. Don't forget, head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off premium pick packages. Thank you for spending 2 hours with me here on Night Moves today. And I really appreciate everybody in the chat as well. And for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Las Vegas for Night Moves.